Hello everybody, how are you all doing today? Today we're going to talk about an article that talks about the future, a technology of the future. Now, in the beginning, we're going to go through the article and then we are going to talk about the vocabulary, then the reflection, and at the end I'm going to give you a couple of take-home questions, okay? So let's begin with the passage reading. How 5G will fundamentally change everything you know about mobile computing, from farms to phones. The next generation of broadband will reshape industries and your business. If you think we live in a society of instant gratification, just wait until 5G, the fifth generation wireless network, reaches major cities worldwide. But first, let's pause to ask a crucial question. Why 5G? First generation wireless gave us voice. Then 2G added text. And 3G enabled basic mobile computing. With 4G, we got higher speeds and zillions of apps to help us work and play while we're using our phones. 5G opens the floodgates to download speeds of 1 gigabyte per second, or more than 10 times what we're used to. Movies will download in seconds. YouTube clicks instantly. South Korea and China now lead in development and rollout, but in the USA, 5G now in more than 24 cities, from Atlanta and Detroit to Indianapolis and Washington, D.C., as wireless companies race one another to expand service. Those networks aren't necessarily ready for prime time. For one, you can't tap into the power of 5G without a new 5G compatible phone, and right now, it's expensive to install. But when it does arrive, full throttle, and it will by around 2023, 5G will fundamentally change the role of the mobile device. In a 5G world, augmented reality will become truly prevalent, so common that the technology could be table stakes for businesses like retailers and gyms. A clothing shop, for instance, could use AR to let people see themselves in an outfit in a range of dynamic, immersive environments. A gym could give members graphical biometric readouts to track and optimize their workouts as they happen. The same technology will change live entertainment events. Baseball fans will use their 5G phones to play TV producers, choosing which of multiple camera angles to watch TV and getting real-time data from cameras that track, say, the velocity and spin rates of pitches. And 5G will unleash the bots. A factory manager could install a private 5G network and easily integrate a line of wireless collaborative robots to work alongside human making, say, precision machined components for the auto industry. One group of robots could deliver raw materials to production lines and another could load trailers. With the wider network, they could move with more coordination, anticipating humans in their path and responding to their environment with more immediacy. As a result, they will become more reliable and safe. And because the bots will be wireless, it will be far easier to add another production line. The technology will reach everywhere. An indoor vegetable farm could install its own 5G private network and run faster, and more fully integrated systems that talk to one another and respond with more autonomy, be they be robots that pick plants or sensors and algorithms that adjust humidity, assess plant health, tweak temperatures, or manipulate hydroponic grow systems. Governments, too, will be able to collect more detailed data across geographic locations and, with the help of algorithms, predict and respond immediately to emergencies such as pandemics or extreme weather events. Combining 5G with mobile apps, sensors, Internet of Things devices, and predictive algorithms could turn notoriously slow local governments into well-oiled operators with tools that span traffic, safety, and city services. 5G has been called the catalyst for the world's fourth industrial revolution, and planning for that future is essential. Consider what 5G will look like for your business, how it could disrupt your industry or create new opportunities. Forward-looking companies and leaders will now plan for privacy and security concerns, rather than backfill to resolve problems as they come. It may take a couple of years for 5G to blanket the world or our country, but when it does happen, data will flow freely between more people, more places, and more devices at speeds and volumes we've not seen before. 5G will unleash a new wave of entrepreneurs and innovators. We don't know which companies will be winners or losers, but given the speed of 5G, we will find out fast enough. So, now, there were a lot of vocabulary which were very hard in this article, but I'm going to try to tell you the meanings of some of them. So the first one, instant gratification. That means instant is immediately, without any delay. Gratification means pleasure. So instant gratification means to get instant enjoyment. With our phones, we actually get instant gratification because we are able to watch anything we want, we are able to buy anything we want, and the gratification is instant because we don't have to wait. Floodgates. The meaning of floodgates is when you open a floodgate to something, all the water pours in. So the same logic applies to technology. When 5G comes, when the floodgates are open, 5G is going to change everything. So that means allow something to happen a lot, or allow something to happen which was previously not allowed. Lead in development. Now, lead is to be the first one. Development is to improve something or get started with something. So lead in development means to be ahead of others in terms of developing a technology. China at the moment is leading in the 5G technology. Prime time. Prime time is a time that is very important. That's a golden time. So prime time TV in Hong Kong is 8 o'clock. Because 8 o'clock everybody is at home. So prime time is the best time, okay? We can also say the estate investors say now is a prime time to buy a home. Full throttle. Full throttle means moving or progressing as fast as possible. We are going full throttle on this project. Fundamentally. That means in a basic and important way. If I say I want to change something fundamentally, that means I want to change everything about it. Every single thing about it. Next one is augmented reality. Now, what is the meaning of augmentative reality? Now, if you think about it, AR, the short form is AR. Pokemon Go uses AR technology. That means you will try to use your phone, and through your phone, you can see some additions. So there is something extra. Also, IKEA does it. So if you go and download the IKEA app, and then you take a video of your room, and then you can add IKEA's furniture inside it, and you will see how it looks like. So AR technology is already being used. Later on, it will be used on, for example, if you want to try out a t-shirt, then you just have to go to, for example, H&M's website, and there you can already try it out virtually. You don't actually have to go and, try it on. Okay? Next one. Immersive seems to, the meaning of this is seeming to surround the audience so they feel completely involved in something. So I want to immerse myself in an experience. When I go to the cinema, I want to immerse myself in the movie. That means I want to just focus on the movie and not focus on anything else. Collaborative robots. Robots are specifically designed for direct interaction with a human. Okay, so for example, if a robot is helping you in many things and it's cooperating with you, that's a collaborative robot. Okay, precision machined. Now, the meaning of precision is to be very exact. Now, for example, when you make iPhones, you see that there's so many circuits. The machines are very precise in making the board of the iPhone, right? The circuit board. That means it's very careful and very detail oriented. Machined are of course like machines. So precision machine means to be very careful and precisely manufactured. So when you make something, you have to be very careful. So iPhone is one of the things that is using the precision machined. Then hydroponic. Now, hydroponic is a very new way of having like growing plants. That means growing plants that you don't need the soil. The method of growing plants in water to which special chemicals are added rather than growing them in soil. So you don't need the soil, you just need water, and it will be done without soil. Catalyst means an event or person that causes great change. So we can say, oh, Steve Jobs was a catalyst in the smartphone industry. He was very important because without Steve Jobs, we wouldn't really have iPhones, right? Blanket our country means to cover something completely. When you blanket something, that means to cover something completely, okay? So blanket our country means to use to cover completely the country. Now, let's move on to some reflections. So, let's try to think about what is 5G and what are the pros and cons of 5G. The pros are obviously the instant gratification. That means you don't have to wait for the files to download anymore or for the movies to load, or even when we're doing video chat, we don't need to face a lag problem. We can be instantly, you'll be able to do many things. Okay, there will be no more lagging when you're playing, for example, some games on your phone. So there'll be no lags. Some other benefits can be the less tower congestion, as in now we're using the 4G technology. Sometimes you can feel that your internet is very slow, right? Later on, with 5G, you will not really have any congestion on the internet. We will also have much newer technology, for example, like AR, VR, they will get much, much better. And for example, even there's another technology where you can do the 5G remote surgery. That means a doctor can be sitting in an office and carrying out a remote surgery through the 5G technology. So the robot will be doing the surgery. However, the doctor will be controlling. He can be in another country also, and he still can do the surgery. So that will be something really amazing. However, there are some negative sides to it. One of them is time consuming to get all supporting infrastructure ready and use, because every city in the world has to change their basic equipments in the country, and that will cost a lot of money. So they will have to change all the towers, add, in all the homes they have to be new equipments for 5G, and all this is going to cost a lot of money, and a lot of the countries are not rich, right? So that will be a lot of burden for the government. We will also need for example, we will also need to provide the poor countries with this technology. If not, if we have it and they don't have it, then it still will not be as effective, right? So there are also some security concerns. Now, what is the meaning of security concerns? For example, some hackers might hack into your iPhone and try to get everything. There are security concerns now, but because 5G will control literally everything from the car to the computer to your fan to the aircon to everything else. So the damage the hackers can do will be much bigger. So, for example, 5G cybersecurity requires significant improvements to avoid growing risk of hacking. Some worry that since the network puts everybody's devices involved by connecting them to the 5G network, it would be easier for hackers to hack people's devices. Okay, so there can be many different types of attacks. So there are the good sides, the bad sides, and some things that we have to fix, for example, the security concerns. So hopefully you get a bit more understanding of 5G after this. And so you can try to think about the take-home questions now. The first one is, do you look forward to the widespread coverage of the 5G network in our society? Do you look forward to the 5G internet in Hong Kong? And how do you think it will change your life? So you can answer yes or no, and then answer why or why not. The second question is, having considered both advantages and disadvantages of the 5G technology, do you think you would still embrace, you would still, for example, want this technology? Or if you don't, or if you won't, what concerns do you have? So you can tell me, after reading about all the negative sides and the concerns, do you still want 5G? And if not, what kind of concerns do you have? So you can also do that in the take-home questions, okay? So that's it for today. Hopefully you guys benefited from this, and I'll see you guys very soon, okay? Bye-bye, everybody.